All right, I have enough.
You're good.
We're good?
Good, we're good.
Hello, hello. Let's see. We are live. So exciting to be live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Do we have some eyeballs? Is Colleen with us? Colleen, are you here?
See the eyeballs.
Colleen, oh, I'll show you while we're waiting for the eyeballs to pop up. Colleen, are you with us? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Should I sing a little song? Everybody knows, and they will sing along. Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, Liz. Hey, everybody's popping on right now. There's the eyeballs.
Oh, okay.
Ah, they look, that's right. They're the eyeballs. They're the eyeballs on the screen. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday Live. Susie and I were just chatting away about carts and how to use them, and then we were like, hey, it's time. So here we are. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. I have something kind of fun and silly and frivolous to do today that has nothing to do with craft supply organization. What do we got? What's it say?
According to my Facebook, your live video interrupted.
It did. That's so sad. Let's see.
So.
Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us and you can see us. We're back. Woo! We're back. Okay, how many eyeballs do I have up there? I'm going to talk about my fun and frivolous thing while we wait. Okay, so what is going to be fun and frivolous today? I got this in the mail. Whoa. It has nothing to do with crafting. What kind of? Inside this box are 6 pair of handmade, handcrafted earrings. I don't know what they look like. I found this gal, her husband sat next to me on the flight when I went to visit my husband in Yellowstone 2 weeks ago. I visited her Instagram, super cute stuff. I said to her, here's my color palette, send me 6 pair. I want to be surprised. And Chic and Clay, it's pronounced, C-H-I-C, but Chic and Clay is her thing. So it doesn't have anything to do with crafting. At the very end though, I'm going to do kind of an unboxing, and anybody that wants to see what I got, I'm going to do it at the end. So stick around if you want to see that. But for those of you who are here for crafting organization, let's jump in and get started with that. I'm going to start the day off with our big announcements and a little bit of follow-up from last week. So last week, there are some new questions. Oh, okay. Colleen's popping in some new questions. Last week, there were a few questions about $5 and $10 Fridays, $10 Tuesdays. When are the next ones going to be? So I asked this morning. We don't have any on the schedule for right now, and it's highly unlikely that there will be any in October. And I don't think I'm really supposed to say this yet, but it's kind of common knowledge that Crafter's Companion, who is 16 this year, has their birthday in October, and they always have these great specials for birthday. I don't know when they're going to be, and I do know a little bit about what they're going to be. Okay, so I'll get back to that. So I think that's why there's nothing scheduled, because there's a lot going on already for birthday month. So just my advice to you, keep your eye on your email, check in on the website, because they do tend to put Crafters, when Crafters has something going on, we get a little bonus on the TT site as well. So there's that. HSN date, the next HSN date is October 5th, so a week from today. And I do have what is going to be on HSN. Drum roll. The Hang and Hold is going to launch on HSN on the 5th, and they do have a little accessory that we didn't have. So if you bought Hang and Hold already, and you're probably still waiting for it, because I know that the shipment has not arrived yet, but there are a couple of special items that are only available currently on HSN, and you will see those on the 5th. One of them, I'm hesitant to show it to you, because if for some reason it doesn't arrive, then I will have teased out a thing that didn't actually get here. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to behave myself. But if Susie's doubting my ability to zip it. Okay, and she's probably right. She's only been with me a short time, but she probably has it figured out. Okay, so Yeah, so I will get confirmation that it's going to be available, and then maybe I will sneak peek it out this week, actually. Okay, we're going to have a Pocket Palooza, which we haven't had in a while, which is a bundle of all the different tab divider pockets that we make. So if you have been waiting because we've been out of stock on a lot of them, or you want to try them or whatever, that is going to be one of the bundles that's available on HSN. Whether you love the tab divider pockets or you've never used them, it's going to be you're going to get all the different sizes all in one package, and of course at that great HSN price. So that will be next Tuesday as well on HSN. The vinyl roll organizer is going to be back on HSN, and the die stamp and supply organizer with magnets and pockets. And I'll talk a little bit about that. I have one loaded up here. Obviously, it's not with magnets and pockets, but I'll talk about it when I talk about this a little bit later in today's Q&A. So here we go. We have a ton of questions today, so I'm going to try and go through them pretty quickly. Oh, I need to cross off my things here. So I did the $5 and $10 thing. I did the HSN thing. Saturday, World Card Making Day. I don't know what the specials will be on our website, but I believe, my guess is, an educated guess might be, that because it's World Card Making Day, that has a lot to do with dies and stamps. So I would look for specials on the website on Saturday that were around die and stamp organization. Big news, big news. Lois totes are back in stock in purple, black, and turquoise. They've been out of stock. They are back. Most of the ScrapRack pages are back in stock. I'll revisit those a little bit later. I got a little tidbit of sneak information on that. And then paper takers. So we got a tiny shipment of paper takers. All the paper taker sizes, with the exception of the 8.5 by 11, are back in stock. So, but I would not, when I say we got a tiny shipment, there are literally just a few hundred of each size. So if you didn't get the 12 by 12s you wanted in particular, or those are the most limited, the 5 by 7s, the 8 by 8, 6 by 6, they're all back, but they won't be for long. So if that's something that you've been waiting on, know that they are there and available right now. Okay. Trude Carlson Hallerud says, or Trudy maybe, will there be a bag with boxes like the Stephanie for distress inks, or can one buy such boxes for Edna? And will you sell the labels that are part of the Stephanie bag loose? I need more. You know what? That is a great question. That it would be a fun design to do. I know how popular the distress inks are, so I will put that on my list of things, of potential things to do, and I will see what I can do about getting the sticker sheets added as kind of an add-on, or a little something that we sell separately. Maybe you could get 4 or 5 sheets of them. I'll see what we can do about that. That seems like that should be an easy little item to do, or maybe even just add extra ones to the bag. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. It's a great idea. Penny Malwit says, the catalog is the one thing I struggle with. As I get new punches, I adjust where they are stored by the type they are, and sometimes move from one shelf unit to another. It seems I will have to constantly update the catalog, so I haven't started it. I have done the challenge multiple times, but never done the catalog. What are your suggestions to making this a less daunting task? You can't be moving things around. That is the beauty of the catalog. So my advice to you is to, so that's the problem, okay? That is the physical problem and the mental problem with wood-mounted stamps, punches, anything like that, anything big and bulky that you can't put into some small filing system or whatever. So the key to it is arranging those stamps, those punches, not by type, not by category, not by any of those things, but just on your shelf or in your punch bags labeled, so that you aren't constantly moving them around. Let me pull a punch bag out of here. Let's see. I'm making a mess over here. Okay, so all of these punches started out being this bright colored brand, and then I added in these different types, okay? I didn't organize them by type. They're organized by this bag, and then they're numbered. So when I buy a new punch, I give it the next number put it in the bag, add it to the catalog, and then when I need that punch, I can go to the shelf, find that bag with those numbers on it, and get to my punch. So the key is not constantly moving things around to keep things together that are the same brand or the same well, size is going to be one thing because of the tool that you're using. But so that is the key to cataloging. And the reason cataloging works is because you leave things as they are in that numbered sequence, whether they're in a drawer or they're hanging on a punch bar or anything like that. Now, if you have things like the Creative Memories dies, and I think if Terry Wiegand is here with us today, she put up a couple of posts on the Get Organized Challenge group about different buddy bags that fit those particular things. You may, you may say, okay, I'm going to always do my Creative Memories punches in Leanne buddy bags. And then that Leanne buddy bag gets a number, like this is Creative Memories punches 1 through 5, 6 through 10, and then you add that way. But the whole key to doing the catalog is, and this gives some of us a stomach ache, is getting your head around the fact that you don't have to keep like things together. Same thing with stamps. There's a stamp bag up here, right? So I'm going to fill, I was looking for my other double-sided one, but I'm going to fill my stamp bag and then number all the stamps in it. But it doesn't matter that some are Christmas and some are Easter, some are alphabet stamps. That doesn't matter because the number on the side of the bag is the thing that's going to direct me to find it. So your catalog number takes you to the shelf, the bag, the box, the drawer, wherever that is. And then you don't have to worry about keeping like things together. Now, I already know mentally, emotionally, that is a tough sell because it is not how we've been doing things. It's anything, right? We always are keeping those same brands together or those same shapes together, but know that, give it a test run. That's what I'm going to suggest to you. Like, try it. Here's what I've got. I'm going to catalog these things and I'm going to try adding that next thing in without rearranging anything. And I think you'll find it's much easier when, and you're filling everything. You don't have a bunch of half-empty containers waiting for new things to be added. We are going to talk about dies in Get Organized Challenge week next week, Monday, the dies, and then we do dies, then stamps, then punch. Like each tool is broken down independently in the 12-week challenge, which is something different than we do in the 8-week challenge. So you'll get a lot more information about cataloging and why it works and how it works and all of those things. There's a blog post called 7 Reasons to Catalog Your Tools or something like that. And that might help because like everything else, it all happens in your head first. And once you kind of resolve that piece of the puzzle, it becomes easier to change up the system and get your brain around cataloging. You are not alone. Cataloging is the most difficult and the most daunting. Know this also. You don't have to catalog everything and be done with all of it all the time. Right? You can do like a small, like in my I have a 4-level stadium arranger with small punches in it. You could catalog just that stadium arranger. You could catalog just one stamp store and go bag, right? One storage and supply case, however you're storing them. And then it's kind of an ease in, and your brain is like, okay, yeah, I can see it now. This makes sense to me. Very much like when we start with paper, because you get to use it right away and you see the benefits of that system. You can do the same thing with your punches. So thanks for asking. Cataloging is a challenge, probably the biggest challenge of all the things that we do. Maybe photo storage, because that's also overwhelming. All right. Kay Quinton says, I have several of the craft and carry workstations. I struggle getting the workstation into the lowest bag when I'm going to a crop. Could you add little loops to the top and sides or some kind of handle? You know what, Kay? I'm going to star this. This comes up regularly. So I will put some thought into it and see what I can do with something that might possibly work to do that. Maybe even something we could add for people who already. I'll put it on the list. We'll see how we can work that through. Barb Carlson, hi Barb, says, is the GOC discount code really only a one-time use this round? It should not be. Well, I shouldn't say that. I obviously am not in charge of the world anymore, but it has been I didn't understand that that is what it was supposed to be. So I've sent a message over to Meg to clarify that. And hopefully if it was set up that way, we can reset up the code for GOC participants. So it is good throughout the duration of the Get Organized Challenge. I will actually check my email on my phone before we finish up and see if she's replied and get the scoop on that. Amelia Ray, thank you first and foremost for being a constant inspiration for positive thinking and organization skills. I also love how you are constantly trying to improve upon the products you already have. So 2 questions. I have some stencils that are designed for house walls. They are 16 by 16, 16 by 18. Any chance you could make a fab file that size? So I have a question for you, Amelia Ray. I think the answer is no, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Can you roll them up and to store them? I don't know if it's possible. I think that if you were going to roll them up, that you would need to put some kind of paper, like maybe even a 12 by 12 sheet of paper as you rolled it, so that the pieces of the stencil didn't get hung up on each other when you unrolled it, if that makes sense. And if you could roll them, then you could tuck them into the sleeves that work with the vinyl roll organizer, and you could stand them in the vinyl roll organizer tray. I don't know if that's a possibility, but if it is, there is one solution. We don't have anything that is that large. I do keep proposing that to the product team at Crafters Companion, because I also believe that there is a market for that. However, Susie, who is the search wizard, hopped on the internet and was like, what can we do? How can we help? And she found 2 options. They're both in drafting. One of them is called an archival print protector. And so she found it on a drafting website, 17 by 20. And then again, you would have to put paper in between each of your stencils, but you could put multiple stencils in that. It's a little bigger maybe than you want, but it would definitely do the job, at least in the short term. I did not check the price on that, to be honest with you, but she also did find in the drafting section of Amazon a 26 by 19 heavy cardboard paperboard file folders, which would also work. I thought they were really expensive. What were they, like $69, $70?
Yeah.
You got like
the archival print protectors are $45 for a package of 6.
The archival print protectors are $45 for a package of 6, and they would hold quite a bit. And that is on what is the name of that website?
DraftingSteels.com.
DraftingSteels.com. Now, I believe that the archival print protectors are also available in the framing department at places like Michael's and Joann's. And if that is the case, you may be able to use your 40 off coupon and get them there as well. So in the short term, I wish I had something for you. It is something that keeps popping up dimension size wise. So I will continue to pursue, even if all we did was a big pocket, that would be great. One of the challenges, and I talked a little bit about this with the 12 by 18 fab file that we used to do, was that the shipping on it was difficult because even flat, it was 20 inches long by 20 or 24 inches by 20. So it's tough for shipping because the shipping kind of outpaces the price of the actual product. So we may be able to remedy that by doing, I don't know, maybe we could do a variety pack. What do you think about that, ladies? Okay, here's a question. What would you pay for a variety pack of 3 fab files, one that was 12 by 18, one that was maybe 18 by 18, one that was possibly 20 by 20, if each came with a set of tab divider pockets? Sorry, my phone is trying to ring. Tab divider pockets that fit inside there. What would you pay for that? I'm going to say, just off the top of my head, it's going to probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of, let's see, 12 by 12 is, I think a 12 by 12 fab file with pockets is $9.99, if I remember correctly, which means that each one of those would probably be $12.99, $14.99, $16.99. So we're probably close to $40. 3 big fab files, 15 pockets. Comment in the feed and tell me A, if you would like that, and B, if you would pay $40 for it. Ooh. All right. So, I mean, definitely a need. And as we found out searching, there is not a lot of stuff out there in the marketplace. And unlike 12 by 12s where you might have dozens of them, you may only need 1 or 2 sets. But I think one way to actually get that into the marketplace would be a variety pack. What are you seeing, Susie? Anything? Any good comments there? Okay. Deanna Kennedy Lee says, I have tried many times to enter the contest for week 3 and it doesn't. Oh, going back. Amelia Ray also asked about the stamp store and go bags at Hobby Lobby is selling, and you have to put them together on your own. But the ones from Crafters, if you're the stamp store and go should come assembled already. I'm not sure what they have at Hobby Lobby, to be honest with you. I'll check, but definitely the stamp store and go bags, and I think it's only the 1 inch. I think it's just, well, this is it right here, right? So this has my Misty and a stamp cleaner, but something else. But this should come tray assembled at Hobby Lobby also. That's weird. I don't know if there was a change made to that. I am unaware of it, but I'm going to check that out. Anything in the store and go bag line right now should come pre-assembled, but I will tell you that is probably also going to change because of shipping. So when we do like the 2 inch, you guys are getting all the insight here on actual like the retailing world of shipping and how expensive it has gotten. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Okay, I've got my water bottle over here to spell. So this is the 2 inch stamp store and go bag. It currently comes assembled like this, but when you buy it, this is mostly air. So shipping it is really expensive because it has to go in a big box. It doesn't weigh anything. And so then the shipping on it changes to what's called dimensional weight, where you're paying by the size of the box instead of the weight of the box. And that gets very expensive. So for those of you who, slide this back on. For those of you who are shipping knowledgeable, you're familiar with dimensional weight, but it is one of the reasons that shipping is so expensive. So we're trying to flatten things out as much as we can so that we can get it into a smaller package so that the shipping is less, so that we can pass that on to you as well. So they are currently assembled, but I don't think that they will continue to be. Okay, Deanna Kennedy Lee, I have tried to sign up for the week 3 contest and it doesn't open. She is talking about the 12-week Get Organized Challenge. There is a giveaway every week, but you have to sign up for it every week. Creative Scrapbooker Magazine, go to their website, look down the side, click on the 12-week challenge, find this week's challenge and enter to win. When I got your message this morning, I emailed Katharina. She went on there and everything is working great now. So if you go to that, you should be able to sign up for it now. If it doesn't work, let me know. I did test it also. I was able to do it just before we started. I checked again and it was working fine. So it should be up and running. Now, if you have already signed up for it, and then it will probably kick back something that says, I think it kicks back and says you've already signed up for this or something like that. So you'll know if one of your other entries went through, if you got that message. Darlene Honey Lawyer Garrick says, I have several Mosaic Moments dies. I currently have one flip and storage binder, starting a second one soon. It's not ideal, but I like that I can group the sets together and it travels well. Have you considered a system for Mosaic Moments customized for their sizes and sets? I have the system for Kiwi Lane stencils and for Leah France stencils. I have a set you sold years ago. I think 12 by 12 would work great for Mosaic Moments. Craft binder with ScrapRack pages that fit the dies, flipping pages have potential, but there are a couple of sets that need bigger and smaller. Let me look at, okay, I'll take a look at, I wrote my own notes there. I'll take a look at Mosaic Moments and see what I can put together. I think the 12 by 12 is a great solution. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing now, but we do have a variety of pocket sizes that would work with that. Maybe we can put a bundle together as you suggested. I believe the 12 by 12 flip and storage page is back in stock also. So we could add that into the bundle. I think we're out of spinders at the moment though, so that would be, but I will take a look at Mosaic Moments and see if I can't get a bundle together that would fit all of those things. I love their products. It would be great to put something together that really worked well for that product line. Cheryl Adams, Tiffany, can you give me suggestions on the best fab file paper taker or buddy bag that will fit my 4 3/4 by 9 1/2 stencils and Tim Holtz stencils that are 4 1/4 by 9? I'm going to say right off the top of my head, that is going to be the Kirsten buddy bag. And, oh, Kirsten, come to me, my friend. Here you are. So Kirsten is a big girl. Oh, here's one loaded up. Okay, Kirsten, possibly Katie. So Kirsten has a 9 by 6 pocket, which means, oh, you said 9 1/2. Well, let's see, because as we all know, if I say 9, I actually mean it's slightly larger than that. I haven't said that today, but I have said that on more than one occasion. Okay. Nope, 9. So that's only 9. Bye-bye, Kirsten. Bye-bye. Thanks for playing. Okay, so this is the Katie. And in Katie, I've got these long envelopes. And these, I believe, are a little bigger than that. So let's check it out. These are exactly 9 1/2. So I would say that Katie is your best bet. I think we are out of stock of Katie. If someone has Katie in stock, it is probably going to be the Stamps of Life. And then there are the 8 by 5 pockets that work in Katie also. So your Tim Holtz 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 are probably going to fit in the 8 by 5 pocket, no problem. And then the 4 3/4 by 9 1/2 inch stencils, they're going to fit this way in the pocket, but they're going to have to stick out the top. So you may want to put something behind those like this. So this is kind of a taller one. You may want to put something behind the stencil, like a piece of paper. I don't know how sturdy, how thick those stencils are. That would come up behind it, but it would definitely come out of the pocket. And then I would label it with our Shut Your Flap tab, right? So you could label them as they stuck up like that out of your pocket. So for right now, the Katie buddy bag is probably going to be your best choice with the 8 by 5 pockets. Now, when you look at the 8 by 5 pockets, there are 2 different styles. This one is open at the top, and then there is an 8 by 5 pocket with a flap and a latch also. You probably don't want that one because you want to be able to have things come out of the top of the pocket. So the no flap 8 1/2 by 5 pocket is what you're after with the Katie bag. I'm going to clear this up a little quickly here. All right. If you could only see, this is like one of those behind here is like a Volkswagen that the clowns get out of at the circus, right? Just constantly magic things popping up. Mosaic Moments. Fab file. Janet Ogie says, will there be a special in the near future on ScrapRack pages? Would love to maybe see a variety multi-pack rather than 10 on the same page. New to the ScrapRack and have the base, but just not sure what pages work best for me yet and would rather not have 10 of something that might not work. I'm so happy to have finally found a system that I can wrap my head around. Thank you, Tiffany. I love the ScrapRack also. I mean, you know, this is the foundation of this whole brand, and it just simplifies. It makes everything easy. Okay. Plug your ears, Susie. Susie's supposed to monitor my behavior. I believe that there is going to be a ScrapRack special in October, a ScrapRack page special. I don't know about the whole base unit, but a little birdie did tell me that a page special may be forthcoming. So I can't give you a date or what the special is, but if it's what I heard about, it's going to be a very good special. So keep your eyes on the website and your emails. And I would say it's going to be a special that happens around the 13th of October. Oh, maybe the 11th. Sorry. If you're on the email list for Crafter's Companion, you may hear about it as early as October 11th. Okay, la la la. I didn't say any of that. I hope all of you guys got that little subliminal sneak there. But yeah, that's what I think is going on. We do not currently have a variety pack. It is something that I am pushing for and hoping with the next run of product, we get it. As the team at Crafter's Companion learns more about the Totally Tiffany brand and how it works and how you guys work as the users of product, I think it was a little more difficult for them to get their heads around than you might imagine. So it's always interesting, that kind of thing, right? Something like what I have stuffed into my head is you just assume everybody knows what you know, and that obviously isn't the truth, right? So definitely working on getting a variety pack, but a worthy special coming. So make sure you're on the email list. I guess that's all I need to say there. All right. Mandy Dale says, working on purging scraps and was wondering what size would work best to keep. Thank you. You know, I like a bigger scrap size. 6x6 is my minimum because I can do a lot with that. Now, that gives a lot of people a stomach ache to think that they're going to get rid of things that are smaller than that. But really, it's a personal preference of how much do you want to keep? Like, how much time and space do you want to dedicate to scrap storage? Because at the end of your project, you have to round up those scraps and put them away. So how much time do you want to dedicate to that? How much space do you want to dedicate to that? How much time do you want to dedicate to digging through your scraps when you need a specific scrap or something? So for me, that size, that 6x6 tends to be, this is kind of my go-to size. Now, do I measure my scraps? No, but that's sort of the baseline for me. If you're a card maker who is also really good at using their scraps, you may keep a smaller size. I do know, going back to the die stamp and supply organizer, this guy right here, that there are a lot of people who keep this with Susie on the shelf, 1, 2, third shelf up, just past all the washi tape. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That one. Yes, I believe that's what I'm after. Let's see. Yep. There are a lot of people who keep this loaded with the Kiwi Lane organizer pockets. I'll show you what that is if you don't, in case you don't know. So the Kiwi Lane pockets look like this. There's actually 4 different pockets. Well, so there's this one with 2 big pockets. These are all on the website if you search Kiwi Lane. There's a border pocket. There is what we call the mix and match pocket. So it has a big pocket and a smaller pocket. And there is a triple pocket. Which has 2 layers of pockets on it. So there are people who keep this next to their cutting machine and they organize their scraps by size, by color in this as a file. And that way, if you're someone who uses smaller scraps specifically, and it's more common for card makers, then they're organized and ready to go. And just limit yourself. Do not, don't have 10 pockets of red scraps. Just say, okay, I'm going to do a large pocket of red and a small pocket of red and keep them in there. I think the bigger thing is first deciding your personal minimum and then deciding, what your commitment is to sorting, storing, organizing, and putting them away and how you're going to use them. For scrapbooking, I mean, I just like a bigger size. And here's my other question. 1 shelf down, 4 containers up to the left. How much work do you want to do? Sorting, storing, and finding is the question. So for me, around that 6x6 size is good. Now, a side note to that, most of us have so much paper that if we crafted a little bit every day using full sheets of paper, we would never use up our paper. So there's that. But there are also specialty papers, like I have some cork paper that's adhesive on the back, some really cool vellum, some beautiful glitter papers. I'm going to keep smaller and smaller scraps of those as I use them because they're unique. But bigger pieces of paper and things that tend to be trendy color-wise, get them out. All right. Choose your size, get them going. Sandra Opatech says, I have lots of Anna Griffin and Crafter's Companion dies in different sizes. What would be the best way to store them? She also asked, when will you come up with another paper or craft cart? I'm pushing a new cart design right now, so I'll keep you posted on that, but it'll be at least a year at this point. Like, I've just done the rough designs and it hasn't been approved even for sampling yet. So there is one waiting in the wings, but it's kind of a long way out. And as far as die storage goes, I'm going to be talking about die storage on Monday. I'm going to star that to talk about, let me write GOC 12, about choosing die storage. It's all going to depend on what kind of crafter you are and how you want to access your dies. So if you're using something like, the die stamp and supply organizer, this container right here with pockets and magnets, which is for dies and stamps, is going to be available on HSN on October 5th. We will have these. I don't know what the price will be on it yet, but it'll be a good bundle designed around dies and stamps. If you have open desk space or open shelf space, this is a great way to do it because it's a file that you can put almost any size in, small, medium, large, and then because it's open, even your tall or bigger dies can go in that back section. So each of the sections has these little removable, there's little grooves in it, so you can section it off however you want, or you can pull those dividers out and have just open sections. So this tool works great if you have a place to leave things open and accessible on a shelf or your desk or that type of thing. Maybe they actually fit in the old craft carts. So if you have one of the original craft carts with the pull-out drawers, these fit in those drawers as well to get that organization in the drawer. So that's great for that. If you are storing things on a shelf in the container, then definitely either the buddy bag, so the Kirsten buddy bag is going to be the largest in terms of holding dies, and it has the 8x5 magnets and the 9x6 pockets, so you can get up to 9x6, which is probably, I think, so these are kind of some of the bigger dies that I've seen. These are from scrapbook.com. They make all these, bigger. I'm trying to see if I have another one in here because I know I have several sets from them. What is that? Is that the big one? No. So the beauty of this is that even if, this is 8 inches long, 8x5. So it fits in the 9x6 pocket. But even if this was another inch, it could still fit in the pocket, even though it was overhanging the magnet. So for bigger dies, or if you want to keep everything together, I would look at the Kirsten bag with the 9x6 pockets and the 8x5 magnets. And then, because you can do it, but double-sided, you can put 2 magnets in each one. You put stamps and dies together. Your smaller dies and stamps, you can put 2 sets of dies on each magnet and the stamps on the back sides. There's a lot of versatility with the 9x6. With that said, the Katie bag is almost a similar size, right? 8x5 instead of 9x6, and vertical instead of horizontal. So another great option in buddy bag storage. Also, the nice thing, of course, about buddy bags is the clearness. So they're easy to label on the side and that type of thing. And then, of course, probably our number one die and stamp storage solution is the 5x7 fab file with the 5x7 pockets and the 5x7 magnets. So take a good look at your collection, and then you'll be able to make a good decision on what size and shape is going to work best for you. One of the things that's important to remember about dies and stamps is that when you're holding a single die in your hand, it doesn't really weigh that much. But once you have dozens of dies stuck on magnetic sheets, they get really heavy. So when you're picking things like that, how do you move around your workspace? Maybe you want to go with something smaller and lighter, or maybe that's not an issue. So bigger and heavier is fine as well. So just some things to keep in mind as you're choosing what's going to work best for you and the way that you work. Sandra Optech, also, can you tell us the name of the IKEA shelving behind you? It is, and I know there's somebody from Scandinavia who said I am absolutely butchering the name of this when I say it. So, but it would be fun if you're listening today, if you can tell us how to pronounce it, like really. But it is in English, if you were saying all the words, Fjalkinge, Fjalkinge. Fjalkinge. So very odd. I think I put up a link to it last week, but I will try to do it again. Get it up again this week so you can see what it is. It's a great system. I love it. I mean, I've had it for years. Marshall Cometh says, I received the 8-drawer storage case. Can you review putting the tray together in the little drawers? I think you told us a few weeks back, but of course I can't remember that there were some tips to it. They are super sturdy. So the 8-drawer, I have a couple that are unassembled here. Looks like this when you get it. And the challenge with the 8-drawer is that it's so small. So like all of our things, and the plastic is thick. So like all of our little things, now the nice thing about this is you only have to put it together one time, right? You're never gonna take it apart. But the first trick is to fold all the score lines on all the pieces so that it's easier to put it all together, to fold it all together, and you're gonna get a nicer, squarer corner. So you wanna do that first, fold all those score lines. Now, if you have a little arthritis in your thumbs, it can be difficult. So get your kids or grandkids to do their duty, and when they're over, make them fold them together. When you put them together, just like the other, anything else that's in this type of product that we make, you're gonna insert the tab into the slot, and it's gonna make a little pop sound. The trick is to insert the tab at a slight angle. So when you're pushing the tab in, push in on the like the lower part of the tab first, so it pops through the slot, and then the top part. So this one's so small, I'm not sure that you can actually get it on there, but what can you see, Susie? So I'm gonna,
pretty small.
yeah, I'm gonna push the bottom at an angle, so it goes in first, so we can kind of see that, and then I can't do it with my arms out like this, but I have to change it around, and I'm just gonna shove it through there. Now the other thing is, it is a tight squeeze, so don't be afraid to push it through. I can't get a hold of it either with my arthritis in my thumbs. Where is that kid London when I need him? So did you hear the little snap? Okay, so it's just a matter of shoving it in there. Let's see if I can get this one in too. It's such a small little thing that so I'm going to put that in. So I guess that's another thing. Put the straight part in first, then fold the side tabs so they kind of fold around each other. I'm going to do the same thing. It's just the shoving in bottom first of the tab and then top. Now this one, the 8-drawer, is much more difficult than any of the others because it's so small. But again, you never have to put it away. So there's that, the drawer assembly. And then I think I have another empty one. This one's not all, okay. So the other thing that happens is when you first load up the drawers in the 8-drawer, mine's probably not gonna work because it's been put together for a while. It's gonna feel like they all don't fit, right? This one only doesn't have all the drawers. Well, maybe I could do it though. Let's see, because this one hasn't been packed in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you can see with this one how the drawers are kind of buckling up, and there's only 7 in there. So you think, oh, there's no way. Look, it looks like it's full. I'm going to get that 8th drawer in there. But once you slide the 8th one in between. Oh, there, it did it. Darn it. Okay. So it looks like there's no way you're going to get that 8th drawer in there. When you slide that in between, put it the finger hole way, right? Everything's.
Huh? I'm not showing your mic.
Oh.
I've got batteries, but I'm not getting any sound, it looks like.
Can you guys hear us? Or are you getting a message that we can't hear? How do you decide? It's probably working.
Okay.
Is the thing going up and down?
No.
No?
It's not even
It's
showing.
not going up. Push the button. Just quick. There you go. What do you got?
There we go. Okay.
Okay. I don't know why it does that, but it's
Okay,
annoying. Okay, so when you push it in, everything's going to buckle up. And it's just a matter of the first time you put it in, just kind of holding everything down from the top, because once they've been in there for a while, they're all going to fit in. Whoa. Stop it. 1, 2, 3. What if I'm trying to cram 9 in? Then that's going to be the problem, right? So once they've been in, and especially if they're loaded with supplies, because, if I take that out, then I won't be trying to push over the top of it. Once they're loaded with supplies, and then everything is going to stretch out and it's going to fit brilliantly. And I'm going to show you the one that I've had assembled for a while. There, get in there. What if I'm counting wrong? That would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Okay, now I'm going to do it. Get in there, you. Okay, close the lid. Okay, success. So my advice to you is, I mean, you can stuff them in there and then they'll all pack down and you can hold it like this one, right? That was easy to get things in it, 8 drawers in and out of because it's been there for a while. But when they're loaded, it's not gonna be the same issue either. So see how that worked out. So that is the trick. Those are the tricks with the 8 drawer. But my advice is load the drawers and put them in, and then it'll be even easier. But there is a little stretch factor. Why do we do that? Why do we make it so hard for the first time? Because vinyl stretches. So if it wasn't really tight on the first insert, it would stretch out and be too big. So that's kind of the method to our madness there. So a little pain in the beginning, but it's going to all work out great after that. Okay, last week, Lynn Halflet asked a question that I didn't answer, and it was about adhesives. How do I store all of my adhesives? Adhesives are something we all use all the time, almost regardless of what craft project we're doing. So depending on your, again, how you craft, where you craft, who you craft with, all of those things. Adhesive storage can be desktop or portable. So obviously there are some buddy bags that are great for different types of adhesive, right? You all know for tape runners, this is the Gale Buddy Bag, total junkie for tape runners. Why do I love this? You can see that I write on most of mine, whether they're dots and permanent like this, vellum, repositionable, runner, whatever it is, I just write with a Sharpie. I can set this in my drawer or in the basket of one of my carts for me, actually. And now I've got it as a drawer organizer with adhesives in it, but if I'm gonna travel with it, I can close it up and take it with me. So a lot of the buddy bags are gonna work that way. So if you're doing multiple bags for adhesives, the Gale Buddy Bag is great for this one. Susie, can you bring me that big Kirsten bag with the tape rolls all the way down at the end? Sitting on top of the totes. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yep, that one. So this is obviously the Triangle Traveler, and I've got runners in the front pocket, and I've got pop dots and corners and a little Elmer's in the middle, and I've got big foam roll, tape rolls in the back. And then as well in the back pockets, I've got my tubes of glue, bottles of glue in the back. So the Triangle Traveler is a great on your desktop, open it up, have everything accessible, close it up and take it with you for that size. And I know everybody's a little bit more of an adhesive junkie, you know, depending. The Kirsten bag, this one I just have loaded up with the big foam rolls. So if you buy lots of foam rolls, double stick tapes, Kirsten is a good bag for that because she has that extra height. Desktop, probably my favorite, is going to be the Diamond Supply Organizer. Again, I'll pull it forward so I know I've been talking about it. So big tall foam rolls, sprays, bottles, jars, all of this, my Xyron X, runners, glue sticks. These are red liner tape, which I know a lot of you use. This little envelope is the small die stamp and supply pocket. I'm sorry, Colleen, to throw this on you at the last minute. I'm going to write it down. Die stamp, not die stamp and supply, die stamp and stencil pocket. They come in 3 sizes. The reason I like it for the red liner tape, which you all know, is that the red liner tape is sticky on both sides, right? So if you put it somewhere not in plastic, then it's going to stick to everything else, right? So it comes out of the little pocket easily. And then they come in different sizes. This is a 3 mil roll, a 12 mil roll. And I just wrote on the pocket with a Sharpie, but then I can store that in there. So this is the small pocket. There are bigger and thicker rolls of red liner tape. Those might fit better in the medium or large pocket, but that's a great way to store those since we're talking adhesives at the moment. But this product, the Die Stamp and Supply Organizer, is something that is going to be on HSN on next Tuesday. So it's a great storage for keeping things separate and accessible like adhesives, even though it was designed for specific dies and stamps. So it's a great option for desktop or shelf top or that type of thing. Now, without putting the, if you need something right away, I'm also thinking that our girls here, our girls, I don't know why I'm calling them girls, but these guys, the Slide Stash and Store collection, might also be a good workable collection for adhesives. You're going to have to use a couple of different ones because of the sizes and shapes of the different types of adhesives. But when you get your hands on these babies, it may be a good solution as well. And then again, one of the things I love about these is that you can slide it onto your shelf, pull it off your shelf, put it on your workspace, drop it into your lowest tote, all of those kind of things. So a couple of different options there. This one on the coming soon list. Now, I also did get the scoop on these that they will be available in a bundle, one of each of the 6 sizes, and that is going to be the HSN bundle in November. Oh, these are also the pockets that I just showed you for organizing scraps. Kiwi Lane pockets, again, because of the length, they're going to fit in there as well. What was I saying? Oh, so the Slide Stash and Store is going to be in November on HSN. I think it'll release on our website a little bit ahead of that. It also may release on Stephanie's website a little bit ahead of that as well. So keep that in mind. But it will come in a bundle, and they will also come in packs of 3. So each individual size will be in a pack of 3. So if you want 6 big Berthas or 3 of the smalls or whatever, you can get those in packs of 3. I will have a guide sheet that comes out for that has the different dimensions of all 6 of them and what fits in them to kind of to give you sort of like our buddy bag guide that'll be coming out. It's something that Susie doesn't know it yet, but we're probably going to work on today after we're done for Tuesday Live. Okay. Now, I have not looked at any of my things here, so let's scroll back, pick up some of these red question marks from today. Margaret Miles, should paper collections be kept in the scrap rack or paper handlers only? The paper weighs my scrap rack down. It's going to be kind of a toss-up, Margaret. So if you just have a few sheets of paper, I would say 10 or less for a theme. St. Patrick's Day, 10 sheets of paper, boom, throw it in your scrap rack. You're right, paper can get really heavy, and if you load up your scrap rack with paper, it's not as easy to get to either. So I would say in your scrap rack, things that you just have a few sheets of paper, keep things together you use together. I've got my St. Patrick's Day stickers and borders and paper and shaker shape embellishments all together in one place. I don't have to look in two places. Christmas, you got 100 sheets of Christmas paper and dozens of pages of embellishments. You're going to want to put that in your paper handler, pull the Christmas paper handler to your workspace, flip to your Christmas section. Bob's your uncle. Everything's available, super fast and easy. And then you can throw your paper handler back on the shelf and you're done. So just kind of make the call. I would say 10 sheets or less, keep it in your scrap rack. More than 10, it's going to go in your paper handler. Glorianne Rusate. Question, advice on loading Spinder binders with embellishment. Heavier, thicker on the bottom. Heavier, thicker towards the center, closest to the Spinder. That seems counter intuitive, but you want to have the most weight closest to this binder so it doesn't drag your corners down. If everything is in that collection is heavy, then you're going to load your whole page heavy. I will tell you the ScrapRack pages, if you don't know this, are made of a food grade plastic that is incredibly durable. In the 18 years that we have been making the ScrapRack, I have never replaced a ScrapRack page because somebody overloaded it and it burst at the seams. I have replaced a ScrapRack page because the factory, when they were pressing the seams, pressed off the edge and the seam was split open, all that kind of thing. Never replaced one because the holes ripped through. So you've got to really, even though they feel lightweight, they're incredibly strong, very durable, heavier, thicker things to the inside, lighter things to the outside. Also, when you're turning your pages in the binder, especially, not as important on the rack because the angle, but in the binder, if you turn your pages always from the upper right-hand corner across, that's going to force, as you turn it, everything's going to stay dropped low in the pocket, so you're not going to lose anything that isn't behind the flap with that as well. Just a quick little tip on that. All right, I lost my screen here. Come on back. Oh, there you are. Okay. Brenda Beasley, I have paper pumpkin kits and need to organize the stamps that come with them. They're generally around 4.5, but a few special ones are 6.25 by 3.5. Is there a buddy bag that can accommodate these sizes? I would say that your best bet if you want them in a buddy bag is to go with not the buddy bag. I mean, you could put them in the Karen. Karen would accommodate those sizes. Oh, Karen, where are you? Okay, I saw her down here earlier. So here's Karen. So she's going to work with the 5x7 pockets, and the interior is 7.5. So you're going to definitely have enough length for the 6.25 by 3.5 using the 5x7 pockets in the Karen Buddy bag. You could also use the 5x7, the 5x7 paper taker. So this is the 5x7 die and stamp pocket in that. So the Karen is bigger. She's going to hold more stuff. You can see the difference in the thickness. If you're working at home, Karen is great. She does not seal up on the side. So if you want to travel with your dies, I would go with the paper taker in the 5x7. If you're working at home, I would go with the Karen Buddy bag in the 5x7 with 5x7 pockets and magnets. Anne Fafford, does the Spinder hold a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet protector? Yes, it does. It's standard 3 rings. So you can add anything into a scrap rack or into one of our binders that has a standard 3-hole punch configuration. Maureen, Maureen Bosvert. I need to really learn how to say everybody's last name. Question, now that you have the 6x6, 8x4, and 12x12 paper takers, when would you use a fab file versus a paper taker? I have both, but I'm struggling to decide what to use and when. Thank you as always. Completely personal preference on that. So the fab files are a little bit thicker than the paper takers by comparison. Well, the 12x12 is probably very similar. The reason the 12x12 is narrower than the others is just because of the weight of 12 by 12 paper. So it's going to just depend on a couple of things. Some people love the fab files because of the durability and the structure of them. If you're working with them at home on a regular basis, they've just got a little bit more like structure to them. The lids don't open all the way back. I mean, you can fold the lid back and it's to get to access, but the lids on the paper takers fold back a little bit easier for access. Not as much stuff you're going to get in this one. This one's a little bit better to travel with, depending on your shelving and what you have. It's smaller, so you might have smaller groups of stamps and dies in them. So basically, there is no easy answer. You may have some of each just based on what you've got in them. Maybe you want to keep small collections together. Maybe you don't have a lot, and then the smaller one is going to be better for you. There was a post on one of the Facebook pages where the gal who posted said that she had a fab file that she was traveling with in her motorhome, and her grandson dropped it on the floor and broke out the corner. And so she was excited to switch over to the paper takers. The paper, I don't know what, things keep dropping back here. The clowns are escaping out of my Volkswagen. She was excited to switch over to paper takers because they are more durable for travel, right? So this is obviously more rigid, so it's not going to handle a drop the way that this would handle a drop. So unfortunately, I don't have any fast and easy solution. It's just more based on how you craft. Where are you moving around? What type of access do you want to have to those supplies as well? So most likely there's going to be certain situations. This has a little bit more protection from light, right? Because it is white all the way around. You've got the clear front on this. So depending on that issue, that may be a part of your consideration as well. Budget-wise, they're similar. I think the fab files are less, but I don't think it's. I don't have the prices memorized yet for the paper takers, so that might be a defining factor as well. So those are some of the differences. But please do pop onto the Facebook page, the Get Organized Challenge page in particular, and share your thoughts on that, why you're choosing one over the other, because if you have that question, there are other people that also have it, so they might want to know what you came up with and why. That would be great to share. Anne Fafford says, I'm so excited to be here for the first time live. Woo woo! Spent the whole day yesterday working on my embellishments for the challenge and have my big list in my cart already. Ready to order. Love, love, love you. Thanks, Anne. I'm so glad you could join us live too. It's fun to watch the live afterwards, but it is really nice to be here with live and see the questions and all the stuff that's going on. Vicki Stover, what would you suggest for storing your different size tab dividers and your different size pockets for the fab files that are not in use? I use a 12 by 12 fab file. All of my random leftover pockets are just stored in a 12 by 12 fab file, smallest to largest, so that I can pull out what I need. With that said, I've stored them in a 12 by 12 fab file forever because we didn't have the 12 by 12 paper taker, and I would probably switch them over. Why? It goes back to this other conversation that we were having. I know I'm dropping things out here. So here is the 12 by 12 paper taker, or you could use the Lisa Buddy bag, also do the same thing. In the fab file, you can't see in for the smaller things that are in there, right? So in the paper taker, in the paper taker, I have a set of pockets right here. If I put these in, obviously these have colored paper in them, I would be able to see the 4x6, the 5x7, the 6x6, kind of layered up what I had in each size. I can't see that in a 12 by 12 fab file. So at this point, I would probably put everything in. If you're choosing new, I would put everything in a 12 by 12 paper taker, because you'll be able to see all the sizes and be able to reach in and grab those out easily. Paper taker, I think we also talked about storing ScrapRack pages in there as well. Okay, great question though. Sue Rains, love, love, love my catalog. Makes things so much easier. Stamps are stored alphabetically, punches numbered, but the catalog is by category. Works awesome. So it is a ton of work. Thank you, Sue. It is a ton of work, but once you get it done, you will love it and you will use your stuff so much more. So I know you're looking at that sort of overwhelming task, Penny, and it's definitely worth the effort on that. Den Hugh says, any update on the zipped covered Lois tote? Thanks. It's done. I am pushing for the earliest possible release date we can get on that. I brought it up again today, and I am really hoping that it gets ordered soon so we can release it in January. I'm going to put another note. You know what? I threw my pen on the floor and it went under my table. Wait, here, this will work. Lois with lid when. Okay, I'm going to bring it up again. I'm going to push again for that to be here for January. It is done. It is ready. Kelcats, where do I find some duplicate Tiffany and Mom to where do I find a duplicate Tiffany and Mom to magically transform my craft room? For those of you, I'm also trying to pitch that idea of doing a giveaway of a craft room cleanup. So while I can't actually recruit my mom on a weekly basis to come and be free labor at my sister's house, it is something that we had a lot of people ask that question, like, how do we get this? And obviously I know most 90% of it is a joke, but it would be a fun giveaway to do somebody else's craft room. I am doing at least one and probably two kind of mini versions of that with the Slide Stash and Store when all of those come in. So you'll see some transformation at a few other places that are local to where I live now, but you may see that. You may see some of it, although we're not moving around to do it. Karen Kilpatrick, what is the best storage option for someone who has all the sizes of embossing folders and wants to keep them together? You can keep them on your desktop. Pick up a die stamp and supply organizer. Again, you're going to get that height. You're going to have place for the small ones. I have kind of a mix of things back here, but I don't have the medium size, sort of the 5x7 or 4x6. So your different sizes are just going to tuck in and you're going to be able to move your dividers around. If you are thinking something more along the lines of a buddy bag, then I'm going to say probably Kirsten, and you can put your smaller ones in the front and your larger in the back. But if you have somewhere on a shelf or desk space that you can use the die stamp and supply organizer, that's going to be a great option. And again, it will be on special on HSN on next Tuesday. So you could pop onto the website and get all the dimensions on it and have a look, and then be ready to take advantage of whatever HSN is offering come Tuesday. Amelia Ray, yes to a variety pack. Oh, yes to a variety pack on the fab file. Okay, got it. I should put that down when I was talking about it. So we were talking about 12 by 18, 16 by 16-ish, 20 by 20-ish with pockets. And the consensus here is $40 is a fair price. D. Pierce would pay $60 for that. Kelcats, yes, we're getting a lot of really positive responses. Yes, I would absolutely pay. I would purchase it. I would love that. And yes, I would pay that. So it seems like $40 is pretty fair. Everybody's feeling that's kind of a fair price and reasonable. Lisa Sabo says, I store my Tim Holtz stencils on a book ring. I'm assuming, let's just if you just go through the holes in the stencil. Can you tell me more, Lisa? That sounds interesting. Janine Pearman, could we get a video compilation of videos that you have done per product? You do such an amazing job explaining a multitude of products that can be organized in their new home. It would be great if every time you talked about the Kirsten bag, it showed all the video clips of the different products that you put in them and how you put them in. You would just be using your videos you've already done. I'm breaking them down. That is a good idea. I may just need to do some revamping too. Let me put some thought into it. It's more a matter of getting somebody who has the stomach to watch all the videos and break them down. But I love the idea of showing the multiple uses. And you're right. When this came out, it was just dies and stamps. And now we've got dozens of uses for it. And as things evolve, so you're right, it would be good to just be able to drop a little snippet into each video. So I'll see what we can, I'll put it on the table. All right, Susan Smith, I'm starting to unpack my craft room boxes after moving in. In the meantime, I've been on a buddy bag buying spree. I might, OMG, have too many, but I'm sure I'll find a use for them. You'll absolutely find a use for them. Bathroom, kitchen, garage, car, craft room. They'll be everywhere in your life. Aisha, hi Aisha, glad you're with us today. Use the Kiwi Lane organizers for my Slimline dies. Ooh, that would also work. So the Kiwi Lane, which were the long pockets, come in that 12x6 configuration, and there is a storage box for them, and that'll be good for the Slimline dies and Slimline stencils as well. Moke says, how do you decide how many stamp sets to keep? And if I keep all 400 that I have now, how do I remember or find what I need? Moke, you have to have a catalog. That's all I'm saying. Because you're right, 400 stamp sets is hard to remember what you've got and then where it is. So the catalog process is key. You can keep as many stamp sets as you want to store, as much space and time as you want to dedicate. So some people have thousands, some people just keep a few sets. Some people use their sets 1 or 2 times and then pass them along. So that's going to be a personal preference issue, but in 2 weeks or possibly 3 weeks, stamps are going to be the topic of organization in the 12-week Get Organized Challenge. So pop in for that. We'll talk about cataloging and storing and the different storage options that we offer, as well as different storage options that you might already have and how to use them and integrate the catalog. Catalog, as Sue Rain said, is key for getting the highest and best use out of any of your tools. So I hope you'll take advantage of that class and get yours cataloged, and then you'll use them more. Woo! That's really the key, isn't it? Using all the stuff we've got. Tracy Penrod, sweet, thanks for the idea for the adhesives. I needed to free up a drawer, and that will do it. There you go. Vilma Fernandez, your products keep me so organized. Woo woo, they fit wonderfully in my CC portable craft room. Thank you. Yes, they do fit very well in the Crafter's Companion portable craft room. Donna Noack Meyer says, my Christmas is in 4 paper handlers. Donna, you have a Christmas addiction. That's all right. I can empathize. I have a lot of travel paper, not 4 paper handlers with it, but it is also my addiction. Debbie Watson, can you show the card storage binder? Not sure how it works to store handmade cards. I always make such a mess during this event. Okay, let me put this back here. My super secret shelf, my clown shelf. Put this back over here. Give myself a little room here. Okay, the card storage binder, I'm assuming we are talking about the flippin' storage binder. So, thank you, ma'am. Flippin' storage binder, if that is what you're talking about. Label pocket down the side. And inside has the flippin' pockets. Now, the front pockets are 4x6 on the flippin' storage page, and the back pockets are 5x7, and they're just kind of staggered up. So the beauty of this, let's see if I've got any on the back pockets, bigger ones. I guess there's smaller ones in there too. The beauty of this is that you can put 2 cards in, because when you flip it, you can see the card that's on the back. So smaller cards are going to fit in the front. Now, it doesn't have to be a wholly completed card either. It could be card blanks and envelopes. Maybe you're storing by color, or if you have some that are themed Christmas, birthday, where the backgrounds are already done for you. But it could also just be the card front. So a lot of times we'll make a card front. I think this might be one right here. Yep, not a whole card, right? Oh no, this is a whole card. Oh, yeah, it is. A lot of times, so we'll just make the front and store that, and then we add it to a card base later when we're making it taking that next special step, maybe color coordinating or something like that. So it's a great way to store just your card fronts that you've created as well, or or perhaps components of card fronts. But so the flip and storage binder is a great way to store, oh, here we go, cards that you've made. Here's some bigger ones in the back. And cards in process. And these are just, this is all birthday cards. So birthday for him, birthday for her, birthday for kid is a great way to do it. You might do the same thing where you have a binder that is congratulations cards or thank you cards, and then just labeled on the side and on your shelf. So it makes it really easy for you to find. But if there are other people in your family that are using and sharing the cards you've created, it makes it easy for them to find as well. Mary Aguilar says, I love the Lisa buddy bag for all my kits. I put my classiques in my Denise buddy bag. However, I wish you would make a Denise that opens from the opposite way and bigger to hold more classiques so that we can open and fold under the bag for usage. All right, I'll put it on my, we're going to call it the classiques big bag. It's on the list. So what happens with the list? You all see me every, it grows, as he said, it grows. So after every Tuesday live, I take my list and I sit down at my computer and I open a spreadsheet that's called Ideas from Tuesday Live. And it's kind of grouped, fab files, buddy bags, general, that type of thing. And then every few months, I'll sit down with the new product development team at Crafter's Companion, and we'll scroll through that list and talk about each thing, what we have that's similar, where the need is. Maybe Crafter's Companion is coming out with a new product that's going to pair nicely with that new item from the Totally Tiffany line as well. So we kind of talk through all of those things. And then the director of new product development says, okay, let's do this, this, and this. So some of it is based on customer feedback. So why I ask you about the price and that, so I can add that to my notes, which I did here. Like, here's what people were saying about that. This was the, and I can say this was a response we got on Tuesday Live. It was very positive. People felt like that was something that they would need and could use, and also what their price point was, that they felt comfortable, like this would be a good price point. So all of these things, they don't just disappear into the ether. They get on the list. Even stuff that seems kind of crazy in the initial, because you never know when something's going to be tweaked a little bit to fit a perfect solution for something that's going on in crafting. Maybe new products come out, that type of thing. So, well, things don't materialize from the list as fast as they used to. Before we were part of the Crafter's Companion family, they do still get on the list and we do still talk about them. So that's what happens with everything that I'm asking you and that you're commenting on for new products. Aisha Dennison, I really do like fab files, but I love the visibility of the paper takers. TT always gives us crafters options, which I really appreciate. Thank you. You know, it's interesting because there is no one size fits all solution and we all have different preferences. And as evidenced by the gal who is traveling, the fab file, it is not as durable to be dropped on the ground by your grandson as the paper taker, right? So what are you doing with it? Is it always on your shelf at home? Are you traveling with it? And what's going to be a better fit for you? So it is key to our line to have options for everybody. So thanks. I'm glad. If you haven't commented, remember, if you don't comment, you can't get into the drawing. So don't forget about that. Aisha Dennison, any update on the 12 by 12 rotating design board? Would love to add one to my workspace. Sometimes things pop up in here that are answers to questions that I asked somebody previously, and then it's just like a weird random thing. I'm like, what does that mean? Okay, it is on order. I do not have an arrival date. I'm going to look. Arrival 12 by 12 RDB. I'll try to get a post up about that as well, if I know, if I get any information. Mary Winkler, good morning. My ScrapRack has 2 bases and 1 pair of wings. I'm reorganizing my craft room and thinking that I will split the ScrapRack. Is it possible to get another set of wings? Yes, it is. I believe. They should be on the website. If you search wings, I will look for it also, but the last time I looked for them, I found them. So I believe the SKU on them is like RP 102, and it might be RP-102, or you could just type in wings in the search box. on the TT site. If you type in wings on the Crafter's Companion site, there's so many more things. You're probably going to get angel wings and all kinds of stamps and dies and things like that, which you might also need. But on this TT site, that might be the only thing that popped up for wings. So check there. Yvette Sage, what would you recommend for ribbon? Like 40 rolls if possible. 40 rolls of ribbon is going to depend on how thick those rolls of ribbon are, right? So if they are just half-inch thick, then you're going to get 20 rolls of ribbon. So that would be 2 Edna bags. But if they are 2 inches thick, then you're only going to get 5 in Edna. If you have, let's go a fair mix of about 40 rolls of ribbon, you're going to look somewhere between 2 and 4 Edna bags. If you want something that they're all going to fit in, then I'm going to recommend an under the bed type tote that's only about 4 inches deep, and then you can store your ribbon in that tote by rainbow, by theme, by holiday, sticking with that 4-section system, all flat on one level. My biggest thing about ribbon is to try and avoid, if possible, dumping it all into a deep tote where you have to dig through it to find it. So either a few of the Edna bags or Merle and Edna are twins in the size category, or an under the bed totes. Just something that's going to be a single layer is going to be key. And of course, the reason I like under the bed totes and that type of thing is that they're clear and you can see into them easily. And for those of us who are over 40, it's always good to have clear things with lots of light that comes into them so we can see all those things as well. Diane Riley, storage for watercolor palettes. How big are they? And do you dry them off before you put them away? Are going to be the 2 probably biggest questions. I would think that something like the 1-inch store and go bag would be a good place to store them. My sister, you may have seen in her craft room cleanup, likes to do watercolor. She has a die stamp and supply organizer like this, where she has them standing up. She has the tins that close. I don't know if there is something other than those in the watercolor world, because that's not something that I do. But she has long, skinny tins, and then she has some more rectangular, battered tins. I think she has also watercolor pens in their tins as well. So I would say, depending on the size and how many you have, look at something like this for desktop, or something like one of the store and go bags in 1 inch, 1.5, or 2 inch, depending on how many you have and how big they are. The upside to the store and go bags is if you've left water in your, if they're still wet or whatever, and it leaks into the tray or into the bag or whatever, it's going to be easy to clean up in that sense. Okay, Patty Ferreira, I love you showing the possibility of your bags. I've gotten loads of ideas from you other than the obvious use. Thank you. It is kind of crazy. Sorry, my throat is bothering me. It is kind of crazy how many uses there are for buddy bags, right? Okay, I think that's all the questions. And I love it when you guys share your ideas as well. A lot of the ideas that I'm sharing are ideas that you guys have sent in to me or posted on Facebook, or that have been shared with somebody else and somehow they get to me. So I appreciate all those ideas for how to use them. I'll tell you, the biggest user of buddy bags outside of the craft room is my mother, who stores everything in hers from, she has the Teresa bag, the little skinny one. Oh, they're in my tote over there. The little skinny Teresa bag loaded with batteries. Maybe it's Shelly, one of the 2 skinny girls, loaded with batteries in her refrigerator. Like, my dad had this thing about storing batteries in the refrigerator. I'm not sure if it's a true thing or not. Look that up, Susie. Look at her. Susie's a master finder of things. She's a Google girl. Google girl. So she stores them in a buddy bag in the refrigerator. She also collects coasters. She has a lot of book clubs at her house, and she likes to have all those coasters with funny sayings on them. So she's got I think it's a Leanne bag. Yeah, not Denise. I think it's Leanne, loaded with all these coasters that she's collected everywhere that people have given her or whatever. So they're everywhere in her house as well. Okay, so I'm going to do the winner. Woo! We're going to have it. And then I'm going to do my unboxing of my new fun thing. So if you missed the early...
It's a myth.
It's a myth. Oh, Mythbuster
Partially true,
Susie.
but you're better off not doing it.
So there we go.
That's according to USA Today.
I'll have to tell my mom. According to USA Today, not worth storing your batteries in the refrigerator. Maybe I won't tell her. That was one of my dad's things. We lost him in 2006. Maybe it's just a little memory of him she's hanging on to. Okay. So anyway, if you missed the beginning, I got this in the mail. I'm going to unbox it after we do the winner. So anybody who wants to be done with Totally Tiffany when we're done with crafting can. Okay, let's see here. All right. Are you ready? Who the winner is? Drum roll. Kelcats, you are the winner today on Totally Tiffany Tuesday Live. How do you collect your prize, you might ask? You email prizes at crafterscompanion.com. That's prizes with an S at crafterscompanion.com. Tell them you were the one, you are Kelcats, and you won the gift certificate today. Oh, I got an update on the pricing too. So do that and give them all your contact information, email, all that stuff, and they will get you set up with your gift card. And I talked to the Prize Patrol people, and they have a new process in place where Thursday is their prize review day. So they give things away different times. So Thursday is the day of the week that they will process all of the prizes. So make sure that you pop on and do it today or tomorrow before Thursday, or you will have to wait a whole nother week for prize review. So prizes at crafterscompanion.com. And they will collect your prize. So thanks everybody for joining me today for Tuesday Live. And for those of you who are interested in what Chic and Clay does, I'll give you the little story again. I went to visit my husband when he's up roaming around Yellowstone, right? Some of you saw his new grizzly bear pictures. And I sat next to a really nice guy on the plane, and he is married to a woman who has her own crafty business called Chic and Clay. It looks like Chick and Clay. And can you tell me, Susie, is it A&D or N? I don't remember. Like, can you look her up on Insta? Yeah. Chic, Chic, but it's CHIC, yeah. And Clay. And I looked at her Instagram, and she had the cutest handmade earrings. And I said to her, I loved everything that she had. And I said to her, I emailed her right there, so messaged her right there while I was sitting next to her husband and said, I love your work. And I'm always looking.
Chic ampersand Clay, or Chic and Clay.
And the word and?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're looking for her on Insta, I'm not getting any kickback from her. I paid for my earrings. I'm not getting them free or anything like that. I just love finding people doing cool things, entrepreneurial kinds of things.
Did you see those?
I think those might be in here.
Oh,
because that is one of the things that I said to her. Okay, so I said to her, I'm going to buy 6 pairs of earrings, very affordable, like not right. This is the kind of earrings I wear. If you're looking for some high-end fancy earrings, I'm not your girl, and neither is this. But if you want something that's fresh, fun, and fabulous, that was created or curated, I guess. So I said to her, you choose. I loved everything on her site. So she's got a little card in here. Let's see what the card says. Ooh. And she said, really, you want me to just pick? And I said, yeah, I love everything that's on your thing. Well, thank you, card. Thank you. Let's see. Tiffany, I hope you love your surprise curated set. Thank you. Thank you for supporting my small business. Have the best week. Steph. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. She makes a little heart like Stephanie Bernard. Chic and Clay. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, I've got my 2 little boxes here. Oh, all right. Oh, look at these. Okay, so I did tell her that I need lightweight earrings. That was also key. So these are made just of craft clay. So look at these little Halloween earrings with my pink flower on the top. So that was the other thing I said to her, look at the colors of our logo. Those are the colors of my life. So we've got these darling little sort of Dia de los Muertos skulls. Perfect for Halloween. The other thing is she makes look at the cactus. She makes all of these, got a little cactus here with a cactus flower on the top. Adorable. she makes each pair of these herself. So, oh, these are lovely, 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 lovely. Look at that. Those are beautiful, right up my alley in the turquoise vein. Oh, so far so good, Steph. Oh, I should have told her I was doing an unboxing. Darn it. I will share that with her. Okay, this is the pair that I saw on her page that really hooked me. Look at these little oranges with the flowers. Are those so darn cute? I love them. And you know, I have the kind of fruity thing going on anyway. There's those. Oh, these are gorgeous. Gorgeous. So more in the turquoise. Look at that. You guys are going to see me in these for the next weeks as we roll on. Okay, and last but not least, absolutely perfect. Of course, my favorite, the pink. So I would say that she hit a home run with all the choices that she made for me. Now there was another pair of cactus that Susie just popped up on her Instagram. Like, if you don't live in Texas, I mean Arizona, you're probably not as crazy about cactus as we are, right? We're all in love with our little cactus. So anyway, again, I don't get any kickback or anything like that. They were very affordable. I thought I'd lose earrings like crazy. So I think they were maybe $10 or $12 a pair. So yeah, I think they were like $10 a pair. So beautiful work, unique find. Thank you, Steph. I hope you get a chance to watch this and see my little unboxing. Thanks to all of you who stayed tuned in for my little sneak peek unboxing, and you are going to see me in all my new earrings over the next couple of weeks. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for joining me on Tuesday Live. Don't forget about the 12-week Get Organized Challenge, which is happening on Creative Scrapbooker Magazine. Next Tuesday, we will be here for Tuesday Live unless HSN schedules us. HSN requires us to leave a certain amount of time on either end of our schedule. So unless they schedule us right in this time, we will be here next Tuesday. If we're not here, we will be on HSN and you can pop in and join us there. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.